Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, coming at to you from the Magic the Gathering Arena official YouTube channel. So thanks for coming over to watch my weekly post here every Monday. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and come back every Monday for a little CovertGoBlue on the official YouTube MTG Arena channel. So, what are we playing today? I call it Azorius Legends. It's a difficult deck to really kind of put into a box, but it is an aggro deck. It is a Thalia Guardian of Thraben deck, but I wanted to show that there's more ways to play the best colors, in my opinion, of white and blue than to simply play a lot of soldiers, which is what the common take on the archetype is. And you also don't have to play control, which is the other common white-blue deck. You can do a few different things. So what do we get for playing a bunch of legends in just the colors of white and blue instead of playing something like Raffine and Esper and things like that? Well, you get a really stable mana base that doesn't hurt you too often. You don't have to mulligan as often. And if we can remove a color, generally we should, because when you remove colors, you get just more stable and more reliable decks. So the main payoff for legendary is right here. We've got 4 copies of Plaza of Heroes, which is one that you know, it really helps with the mana, and we've got 4 copies of Combat Research. This card you may not know. It's been here the whole time. I'm surprised it hasn't seen more play. It says whenever the enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. If the enchanted creature is legendary, it gets +1/+1 and has ward 1. So it makes your legendary creatures even harder to deal with. And if they get through and deal damage, you draw cards. Well, it's not too hard to get through and deal damage when you have Skrelv around, because Skrelv dishes out that ability to kind of go unblockable if the opponent only has blockers of a single color. On top of that, we have Harbin, which flies, and we have Steel Seraph in the deck, which dishes out flying, hopefully to any creature that wants to hit the opponent really bad, but it really enjoys dishing it out to the Combat Research creature. Combat Research is so good in this deck, we even play it with Thalia, because it's even worth it at 2 mana. Adding that extra ward 1 on a Thalia can often be a total nightmare for the opponent. And we have Skrelv and Selfless Samurai to keep them from killing our enchanted creature. So that's the idea of the deck. It's a very aggressive deck with some card advantage built in, and it gets to play a few cards that generally get ignored in standard, like Combat Research and Selfless Samurai, and to some extent Steel Seraph, which hasn't been as popular since the release of All Will Be One, and it gets to use a legendary theme. So I think you're going to enjoy it. The games are very interesting. They'll win you over for this deck for sure. So like and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. Let's let this nonsense begin. On the play, it's a keep for sure. Harbin. Skrelv. They'll think we're a soldier deck. I mean, sometimes we draw enough soldiers and we just are a soldier deck, so yeah. Another land, not very ideal. Let's protect, because we're against black, so cut down, go for the throat are on the menu. We want to force those to hit Skrelv. They play a Bank Buster on 2, okay. This is where a Thalia would have been nice, but we draw a really good 3-drop. Let's go with a little lifelink, shall we? Oh, you know what the play was, and I missed it? Vigilance on Skrelv, because that's an extra damage there. Bad CGV. First time curving out this way, okay? Give me a break, but that is the play. A lot of people get frustrated when I make mistakes. The truth is that the mistakes, like, I'm playing at a certain speed instead of thinking about every possibility like a competitive professional gamer would to keep the video moving at a good pace. So if I make a mistake, it's usually to make sure that the video stays entertaining for you. And I do learn from them. I usually point out the mistakes. It's pretty rare that somebody is pointing out something that I completely missed in comments, and it happens sometimes. But the fact that I still point out the mistakes so you don't have to make them is what's important, not whether or not I made one in this game. All right, now we've got a Trespasser. That's okay, we can all fly over the Trespasser and play a Denic. So this is going very well. This is where the Seraph really pushes a lot of damage. It's a very hard card to deal with. Taka. Our opponent's black-green deck in this format is usually Obliterator Fight Club. And they don't have an Obliterator, and it costs them 2 mana to play a fight spell, so we're in great position. Not sure what they're roping for. They can't do anything other than crew their vehicle because of the Thalia. Maybe they have another Boseiju, but that would cost 2 mana. They don't have a legendary. Maybe they're just very salty at my combination of cards because they don't think Steel Seraph goes in a soldier deck. Well, surprise! Despite having 5 total soldiers in my draw, I'm not a soldier deck. I'm a legends deck. Totally different. That's game. The Seraph definitely proved its spot there. Just going right over the creatures on the ground, just going right over Trespasser, a really good card in the format. Bankbuster, a really good card in the format. That was solid. On the play, we keep. Might get a little tough if our legendary creatures die, but we're a legends deck. So, like, we can't play Samurai in 2, we have to play Denick, but that's fine. Officer. Okay, Officer. Nobody go in them graveyards. They off limits. Turn 2 Thalia that we don't care about. Love it. Love it. Unctus or Adeline. Adeline doesn't really get anything through. Let's go Unky. Uncle Unctus. Then Phyrexian Mana, our lifelinker, gets to beat down. If they double block, they lose both creatures. I have another Brutal Cathar. I might regret this discard. But then they didn't deal with the Denick, so that's fine. And they might attack with both, and then we can turn around and attack them with Adeline. Looks like no Brutal Cathar here. Sweet. I mean, okay, there's a Brutal Cathar. We found it. We have 1 mana Iganjo here, which is sweet. I think the opponent has some Resolute Reinforcements they're going to try to mess up our vibe with. Do we attack with Unctus as well? I mean, their blocks aren't great. Definitely can drop off the coast. We got no Resolute Reinforcements there. Kill their Thalia. Going good. It's going really good. They've got a Harbin, so we just have to keep them from having too many soldiers. And their auto tapper kind of revealed they don't have a Resolute Reinforcements, I believe. All right, let's play this first main. I think I want to invite Harbin to engage in combat with us. So I don't even think I play the Cathar yet. Let's make Adeline bigger. I mean, when you're the beatdown with this deck, it feels so good because you do a whole bunch of this, and the lifelink from Denick and the, like, it just really offsets all this pain that you put yourself through. And then you get all these sweet triggers. It is a little bit Nambo-y with the Adeline because it doesn't tap, it has vigilance. Keep the Iganjo. There's your block. All right. When it goes to 4, May as well Brutal Cathar. There's your scoop. Easy. Finally got to put Unctus on real display. On the play. It's a bit land heavy, but we're going Denick into Adeline on the play. Should be good against a number of decks in the format. Ascendant Pack Leader, huh? Well, I don't think we play Thalia then. They're probably not much of a spell deck. The Mirix thing is pretty surprising, but just mono green? Alright. Here's an Adeline. Here they come. It's a lot of pressure already. They better have a plan. Jewel Thief. The curve continues. But not a good block to be found. I think we'll play a Thalia to play around a Tyvar stand here. And then we can do a large attack. They'll probably block the 1/1s. So we should keep one of the 1/1s at home. The 2/3 would block... The 3/3 would block the 2/3. That's not great. Alright, let's just go into combat with Adeline. Although Denick dying might not be the worst thing. We can play it next turn, but not right now. Maybe next turn we'll make that play. Oh, we got some blocking. We got some blocking. Okay. Kill the Jewel Thief, bounce the Pack Leader. Here's Defiler of Vigor, the big one. And they can play the Pack Leader because I bounced it. So that's good for them. And they still have a high enough life total. So this gets scary. This gets very scary. 7/7. 8/8. Land. Think we're about to die. I'm gonna get my Denick back as a flyer. The card advantage from it is probably my best chance. If, you know, we have things going to graveyards, which looks like things are gonna go to graveyards. Opponent, please stop. It hurts. Yeah, that's a really good draw. And see if they can cast from the top, although they should have played the land second. If I could give you a note. It's unfortunate. That's okay. We'll get them to block some of our stuff next turn. Like, we'll get them to block the Adeline. There's a combat research. We'll put that on the Denick. Get some cards. Yeah, they can block it with the 6/6, which is too bad. But at least we get the clue. And we get a card. Steel Seraph. Alright. Play the other Adeline. Hope we can survive this turn. And see what their Augur gets for them. It's a land. Will it be something else? Yes, it's a Prowler. Brutal, 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 brutal. Here they come. They have to do enough to pressure me to not block too much. Okay, this is really unfortunate because if we could have kept our Adeline alive, I think Steel Seraph could have won us the game. But as it is, that is not going to be an option because this is, wait, this is 14. Okay. Are they one short? If they have the Tyvar stand, we lose. They have just enough mana to do it for one. You bugger. Did you have to have it? All right, we had the game, though. If they didn't have exactly that card, we could Steel Seraph the Adeline to fly. We were going to steal that one. Oh, well. Oh, well. We make plays. So gotta keep it. Okay, if they have like a go for the throat, you really want to play a Thalia here. I got something holding priority. I think it's an Edict. Yeah, it's probably an Edict. All right. So against an Edict, we want to play 2 spells here. We should also attack first. Try to get the opponent to take the 2, maybe holding it, thinking that will do something else. They shouldn't, but sometimes they do. Skrelv, Denik. All right, no Sheldred. That's good. That's good. Another land off the top. Let's play Unctus. So grand, so meta. Another Edict. I will let the Denik go. How about a 3rd Edict? Yeah, why not? Good job. Let's hold the Aganjo. Removal is hard to come by in the deck. We might need it. Our opponent has the classic removal, 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 invoke despair. That just makes some people so excited. I think we should play this and cast the Denik from the graveyard while we can before a Trespasser gets it. This is just the game we live for, isn't it? Just nothing but removal, removal, invoke despair, invoke despair, invoke despair, invoke despair. That's great. I love this for us. Our creature deck loves this. I hear she's pretty good.
When I win, you're telling me what you know. Off you go.
Phyrexian Arena. At least that's a thing that will lower their life total. We can hope they flood out a little.
You won't be outsmarted.
Mm-hmm. Is that the best you can do? Steel Seraph could be good. Yeah, they don't seem to have any effects. So what you do is you give this vigilance. And then you go over here so they can't make a sacrifice. And then we still have protection up for the Seraph. Although we're gonna lose our Brutal Cathar, so if they play a Sheldred, ugh. What? Just do it. They're thinking about where to point the corrupt. That's what they're thinking about. Like, do they go face? Yes, you go face. Can they hear me or something? Or is this game just that obvious? All right, combat research. Good draw, actually. That is the kind of draw that can get us into the game. They're still drawing 2 cards a turn, which is bad, so we have to clock them really fast. Let's protect with Plaza? I think so. Not a lot to be gained by playing a Brutal Cathar here. I mean, we lose to this. They just had like this perfect snowball draw that we can't beat, so no real shame there. Okay, this is gonna be a little slow, but it's fine. I'm gonna do vigilance again. I do need to gain life, but I'm being a bit greedy and stalling and hoping that Denik can gain me the life. There's a land, so we get to keep holding up Plaza. All right, lands and land for my opponent. Or removal spells I can just kind of counteract with my cards. That would be good too. You can draw all your removal spells now. That would be fine. Okay, you're 1. They left up 6 mana, which is like, that's probably a corrupt. But if they have that, I can't beat it anyway. If they kill this now, they don't gain the life from the march. That's kind of good for us, and they also have to pay another ward. Sorry if the mic punch did something there. Okay, another march. Why not? Alright, they got it. We draw a Ganjo. We're not going to gain any more life here. Let's go ahead and give this lifelink and try to rebuild our life total. Corrupt right now hits for 10, so we've got a ways to go. Do I hold this? Do I hold this? If they just drop a Shieldred, we're in so much trouble. At the same time, I feel like I've got to stay aggressive. It's a tough call. And they have so many sacrifice effects. Like, we want to keep these creatures on the board. The long-term card advantage of the arena, they will find the win. Gain 2. Yep. But double arena, that's 2 more damage a turn. That gives our racing even more of a chance. Oh, that is not a good draw. That is a heartbreaker of a draw. All right, we'll go lifelink. Opponent will go for the Throat the Denic, which is kind of good for us. We get to bring it back as a creature. May as well play my land. They go to 11. They gain 2. So we're still not threatening to kill them. We need to draw more damage. Their third Invoke Despair is... well, that's how this goes, isn't it? We do get a clue. They need another land for a Corrupt. They play another life. They play another Arena. There's an Otawara. How can Otawara help? Bounce something like a Shieldred. There's a Thalia. Play this. And still Otawara. Go with the lifelinks. Still a ways to go to get out of Corrupt range. 9 to 9. We bounce one of the arenas to deny them a card, but I don't think that's the way. I don't know, man. I think I have to hope it's Shieldred, but they seem like a creatureless deck. Just trying to relive the old days of mono black control. One thing that Otawara might do is bounce our own creature in response to a march. Yep. Okay, they don't gain life if they do this, and we get a clue. It takes our Otawara out of the game. Duress my nothing. Good job. Shieldred. Okay. 4th Arena. I think they're about to die. I think they're about to die. Are you kidding? I thought there was no way I was going to beat all those arenas. From the spot we were at? Are you kidding? I was on 2 life. On the Play with Combat research. I'm excited to try this. I haven't had this type of hand at all. I have a feeling they're going to kill the Denic, but if they don't, and we can combat research the Denic and play a Samurai to protect it, that's so good. Play your Harvester. I'm not afraid. Too predictable. All right. All right. Rawr. Opponent's like, what combination of nonsense is this? That's a draw. Beautiful. Tempodenic coming through. So there's definitely a series here that the opponent can do. They can sack their Harvester. They can target the Samurai. In response, we Samurai to protect the Denic. But they're not doing it that way. Let's make them pay the 1. So they could have killed the Denic here if they had done it in this order. They have to sack Harvester targeting Samurai. I sack Samurai targeting Denic. In response, they go for the throat. But they missed it. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Doubles? So strong. And double warded? Now if we play a Thalia, they really shouldn't be able to go for the throat here. But they could use Harvester, kill the Thalia, make their land drop, go for the throat, and pay double ward. They have the untapped land. Can they solve the puzzle? They cut down. Okay. Well, they're not going to be able to pay the ward costs on the Denic. Are they going to try to block me? They are going to try to block me. We have to worry about them having another cut down or something. If we play a Brutal Cathar to take out their Harvester. So instead, we'll play a Thalia. Keep on taxing. And then if they want to chump, that's good for us. Nice, that's a draw too. I'm sure they saved it for the Thalia. 2 Ganjos. Can add a line. I love that we're having such a combat research game. It's a card I really wanted to play in this deck, and it feels like it's just been hiding this whole video. But you get down early combat research with Thalia and Skrelv and maybe the Samurai, and you're in a pretty good spot. Okay, the opponent gave my Adeline -2, and they played a Brotherhood's End. Okay. Still doesn't deal with what we're going to call here the threat. But we have to make sure we have another creature out there because of Invoke Despair. I still want to save my Cathars for Shieldreds. So I'm making what we're going to call just an unconventional play. I definitely want to keep the one with all the enchantments. But then we bring out the 3/2. Now the opponent will need a cut down, and they will also need... Oh, they've got a Troxa in the graveyard. Hey, we get a clue, because they waited. But they'll need a cut down here and an Invoke Despair. They can also pay for a Go for the Throat if they have it here. Now remember, creatures in graveyards can't be targeted because of Denic. Soul Transfer. Pay up. Look at that ward doing work. Cost them their whole turn. Unfortunately, they're still alive. So let's play backup Denic to keep that Atraxa from coming back. Gonna play this Otawara. And yes, I am sure. Because we need an untapped land here to hold up Plaza of Heroes Protection and play our Skrelv. Fable. Hey, something I can remove. And they scoop. That was a very fun combat research game. We go first. We go first. It's got the combat research Harbin with Skrelv Protection. It's a pretty good hand on the play. We've got a Crawling Chorus. Blockers are usually the key against this deck. Do I go for the Harbin? Yeah, we go for the Harbin. There's the Duelist. Duelist has trouble with Denick, though. Combat Research, the Harbin. Coming over for a casual 4 in the air and a card draw. Samurai is good, but not against white. They use exile effects. So here's the Denick to do some blocking. And it's protected by Skrelv. So they can't hit it with an Annex Sentry. They can't hit it with an Annex Sentry. Let's see if they target the Skrelv or the Denick. They target the Skrelv. Okay. Hexproof doesn't matter. They're tapped out. Let them have it. Don't pay life for nothing. Take flight for more cards and more damage. They're down to 11 already. Okay, that's a good card. Let's play a Samurai and have a Ganjo available. I guess I could have played the Coast that turn to have more mana the next turn. Because this only costs 1 because we have 2 legends. We're not toxicated yet, so the Seed Core doesn't work on the Jawbone Duelist yet. The best card they could have here is another Sentry. Another Sentry gets rid of the Harbin and pays the 1. Our game plan's really leaning on it right now. Yep. That's really good. That's really good. They get another Sentry. They had to exile a green card, which they had in safekeeping. They exile this and they pay the 1. Indestructible won't help. We needed Hexproof. So that was huge. Let's see what else they do here. No attacks. There's a Thalia. We've got a... Well, if we kill this, we get back our Skrelv, which is really good. Kind of cuts right through them, so we're going to dare them to block. Okay, that's fine. 2 life and they get a Mite. Now we have a Thalia to go up against the Duelist. And we still have a Ganjo. The attack is very fishy that we just made. They should have an idea that a Ganjo is in the works. Here they come. Let's go block here, and see what they do. They just let them die, that's fine too. But I think they might play a protection spell. Okay. They threw a Duelist in for a Thalia. Now they have a Contaminator. Otawara. Costs 3. And this costs 2. So I guess we just passed the turn. Having 2 pieces of ways to react is really important if they have a pump spell. They're attacking with both, so just the Contaminator, so there's a good double block now. It's their job to play a combat trick and blow it up, and then we can respond by blowing up their creature. Okay. Yeah, they're just not playing into it. They're trying to play around it all. Okay, let's try... bounce the Contaminator. They didn't leave up any... So this might be a tell that the Seed Core is open. They might not actually have any combat tricks, because otherwise I believe Auto Tapper would leave up a different land. Unctus can make this a 3/3 and blue, so we attack, draw, discard. As it is, though, the opponent doesn't really want to block it. They probably suspect the Ganjo. I definitely want another Denick on the field. The question is, do I want the Unctus on the field? I think I want the Denick on the field first. And then we'll see what they do when I attack with the Samurai. They are at 11. They just block with that one. Don't think I want the Skrelv that badly. Yeah, they've definitely sniffed out our tricks. I feel like we've sniffed out theirs too. So it's a weird game where most of the plays don't make any sense if you watched this without any commentary. So those of you watching without the sound on, you're missing out. Whoa. Really? Okay, well, we have Indestructible from the Samurai. Let's try to get our Harbin back. All right, they're the one with the Aganjo. Indestructible. I guess they forgot about that. It's a new card. Well, it's not a new card, but nobody plays it. That's why you should play more cards like Selfless Samurai. You just catch them sometimes.